Welcome into Stugotz and Company. Mikey A. Taylor on the Zoom with me. Israel is knocking on Lionel Messi's door, trying to get him to appear on the show. We'll see how that goes with Izzy. We had a football game last night. We also have Phillip Rivers news. So there's a lot to get to today. Gino Toretta is going to join us. Mike Golick's going to join us. Mikey A., before we get to last night's game, and Jalen Hurts was terrible. A.J. Brown, almost as bad as Jalen Hurts. But Mikey A., can you tell me the last time, because the Colts are in quite the conundrum now, where just a couple of weeks ago we were talking about them as a team that could have gone to the Super Bowl, and now it appears their season is done. And this is how you know when a season is done, when they're trying out Phillip Rivers. And I am wondering the last time Phillip Rivers played in the NFL.
I'm a little upset by this because while I was very excited to give you those stats, they're not bad. And if this is the Phillip Rivers you're going to get, you're going to be pretty happy.
Right.
But when was it?
I'm not saying it was bad. I'm certain it was probably good because Phillip Rivers was a good quarterback. I'm just like Taylor. When?
It was 2020. I mean, it was 2020, his last season. It was with the Colts. So he knows the system. He was 39 at the time. Yeah. He was 11-5 as the quarterback.
Right. Okay. Yeah, but the system in 2020 might not be the same system.
I don't even think it's the same coach. It's not the same coach.
I mean, how many kids has Rivers had since then?
That wasn't the same coach?
No, it was 2020. I mean,
isn't that last year?
So still,
Taylor, put it on the poll. Was 2020 the last year?
Oh God, no! Don't put that on the poll. He had a day off. He's not feeling well.
I'm not feeling good.
He thinks the Colts are the same coach in 2020. Anyway, what were you going to say, Taylor?
So you mentioned Phil Rivers, known child haver. Phil Rivers' oldest child is older than Riley Leonard, the quarterback that Phil Rivers is theoretically going in to try to replace.
Yeah,
but he'd be the second grandfather in NFL history because that child had a child, and he would join Brett Favre, who was a grandfather, in 2010.
Wow. Wow. Couple of grandfathers. I beat you to it. Who was the coach in 2020 for the Colts? Because Mikey thinks they're still in the same offensive system, which Phillip Rivers flourished. Who was it?
My guess is Frank Wright.
Yeah, Ken Venturi or something like that.
Yeah. Well, you know who the offensive coordinator was?
Who?
Nick Sirianni.
Oh, wow. Wow.
He just won a Super Bowl since then.
Yes. Well, he lost one last night because every game's a Super Bowl for Philadelphia. So they lose to the Chargers. My question to you guys is I'm going to, listen, holding my hand up. I didn't watch the entire game. Okay. I know Hurts was bad. I know he turned it over twice in one play. But I'm wondering how the Eagles stayed in that game.
So, Stu, during observations yesterday, not only did you say Phil Rivers could come back with the Colts, you said the Jaguars are the worst 9-4 team in NFL history.
I did.
They held that title for less than a day because I have no idea how the Chargers are 9-4.
Which put it on the poll, Taylor. Which 9-4 team do you trust the least? The Jacksonville Jaguars or the LA Chargers? Because I think I'm with you on the Chargers. I'm definitely with you on the Jaguars. I'm not certain if the Chargers can't win a playoff game just because of Harbaugh and that defense, you know?
So when it comes to Jaguars have the head-to-head. The head-to-head has to matter.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Does it? Who they lose to?
Who did they lose to? You want to do like worst loss? I wouldn't mind picking the NFL playoffs like the committee does. You know, teams that get hot at the right time, all that kind. Just make it up as they go along, and have Ali come out and announce it every single week.
Burrow is healthy. He's in the playoffs, right?
Yes.
No matter what their record is.
Oh, if Burrow's healthy, the committee always puts the Bengals into the playoffs, of course. Who doesn't want that team? By the way, that was a mistake. I had the committee chairman's name as Ali yesterday. It's the furthest thing from Ali. So
Hunter. Yep.
Yeah. Good old Hunter. Yes.
Is Hunter the furthest thing from Ali?
It's not close.
It's not close.
It's like thinking the Colts run the same offensive system as they did in 2020. I mean,
sure, why not?
You guys concerned about the Eagles? Because Philadelphia is. I am not, but I'm certain. So the criticism that we've heard about Jalen Hurts, some of it validated last night. Some of it coming from his own wide receiver in A.J. Brown. And I will tell you, as bad as Jalen Hurts was last night, and he was bad, and he needs to be better if the Eagles want to go back to the Super Bowl again, A.J. Brown was equally as bad. He just wasn't great. And so if you're going to be a guy who is constantly moaning and complaining about not getting the ball enough, and Jalen Hurts isn't good enough, and this offense should be better, perhaps you're right. But don't be the guy that says that and then be the guy who drops passes that result in interceptions during the game when they're finally trying to throw the ball and get it to you. A.J. Brown was pretty bad last night. So, Taylor, you have some stats from last night's game? You have some good stats from last night's game?
Hold on, Taylor. Before you do this, I have to defend myself for a second. So I said that the Colts are running the same system. I was right, but I was wrong. So in 2020, their offensive coordinator was Nick Sirianni, who then went to the Eagles, and then the Colts then hired his offensive coordinator, Shane Steichen. So it is the same system. It's just a different branch of the tree.
It's a very loose connection. And why do you feel the need to validate yourself and correct yourself? I mean, you were wrong. Just eat it. I mean,
because I'll never admit I was wrong. Are you crazy?
I've spent a career. I built an empire on being wrong. It's okay to admit that you're wrong sometimes. I held my hand up before and said I didn't watch the game last night.
So?
It's okay to be wrong.
So a couple of stats, and you guys could choose which ones you like the best.
Yes.
Jalen Hurts had a lower passer rating last night than Max Brosmer against the Seattle Seahawks.
Wow. Brosmer.
It was that bad.
Yes, the guy who was so terrified when he was fading back because the blitz was coming, he chucked the football like a grenade. I mean,
worst play of the year, that one or Jalen Hurts turning it over twice in one play?
That was great. Couple of turnovers cutting it up. One play. I've never seen that before.
So that, you know why you've never seen that before. This stat, according to the Elias Sports Bureau, Jalen Hurts is the first player to commit 2 turnovers on the same play dating all the way back to 1978, which is as far back as research goes.
That's it? 78, huh?
Guys that did it in 77 are thankful right now.
Yeah, everyone pre-78 is so thankful that they didn't start any of this shit till 1978. I mean, that's weird. So they didn't start like advanced stats or any of that shit until 1978? That seems, I don't know.
No, all then it was just gut, eye test, when sports was sports.
Yeah, it was a better time. You're right. Yeah. Put it on the poll, Taylor. It was pre-1978 when sports was sports. I'm with you on that. Yeah, you watched the guy and you determine whether or not he was good. No one cared.
Yeah. There you go.
You have another stat here?
The final stat that I have. So there were 8 turnovers total in this game. In just the second quarter alone, both the Eagles and Chargers forced more turnovers than the Jets have this entire season.
That one just hurt my feelings a little bit.
You know what? I'm so past the point of hating them that now I'm just laughing at them. I don't care. I mean, I've resigned myself to listen. I might not fucking see a Super Bowl in my lifetime. Mikey, you might not either. We're the same age. So you just might not see one. And I'm okay with that. I'm just going to laugh at the Jets for the remainder of time. It's easier.
You might not see an interception in your lifetime. They still don't have an interception this season.
The Jets don't. No.
They should have accidentally had one by now.
But they play the Dolphins coming up. Yeah. Tua has thrown the most interceptions. You know what that means.
It's a get-right game for Tua. They're due.
No, something has to give.
Yeah, you're right.
But Tua's already played the Jets and didn't throw one.
Yes, the Jets cure all problems. They do. I mean, if you're an NFL team looking to get right against the New York Jets, because that's the team that will solve all your problems. You turn the ball over a lot, play the Jets, because you won't. Because the Jets don't commit turnovers. They don't force turnovers. So Barkley had 2 turnovers. He also recovered a fumble on that play. This is what an amazing play for Jalen Hurts. Excuse me. Crazy.
So I don't feel good about the Eagles today. I don't think anybody can. But when I knew the Eagles were in trouble last night? I'm scrolling Twitter and I see a tweet from an Eagles reporter. I don't know if either one of you saw this. The Eagles installed a positivity rabbit into the locker room. It's like an Easter blow up. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, if you're installing positivity rabbits, I don't like where you're at.
It's a wrap. You're right.
Is that thing popped? After last night's game, is that thing popped?
You got rid of the rabbit after one game? I mean,
positivity rabbits in the dumpster.
Especially in a city
rabbit.
Yeah.
Especially in a city like Philadelphia, like an Eagle fan went in there and was like, I'm decapitating this positivity rabbit. It's kind of like, remember when they had Hitchbot? It was like the robot that was designed to go across the country to show people like, oh, humans are great. We're going to get this robot's going to hitchhike across the country. I think it got to Philadelphia and somebody decapitated it.
Well, of course it did. It was called Hitchbot. And it got to Philadelphia and someone gave it a ride and beat the living holy hell out of it.
I think they saw Hitchbot on the side of the road and they got out of their car and jumped it.
So those things are good. Like those gadgets, I should say, are good when they work. And when they don't, they're really embarrassing. Like I believe Dave Wannstedt, Dolphins head coach, one time used a lobster trap. And he put it in the locker room up in the ceiling. And it was a reminder that this could be a potential trap game for the Dolphins. And they ended up avoiding the trap game, and everyone gave credit to Dave Wannstedt. But had they lost that game, everyone would have mocked them for eternity. Now we do just because of his mustache. And so Wannstedt did it, and it looked good. But you can't bring out the bot and then go out there and have 17,000 turnovers and lose to a Charger team who's 9-4. We're not certain they're any good. You can't do that. It's embarrassing after you do that.
Where does a positivity rabbit come from? Do rabbits seem overly positive to you?
Not really.
No, right?
And it was Easter designed too, so I think they just went into like their local store and must have went through like the clearance section, and then they got the Easter rabbit because it was it definitely had Easter signage on it.
So Easter rabbits, don't connote positivity to you. They don't bring out like a rabbit. It seems like a happy little animal, just hops around and has carrots.
Always running for its life.
Yes.
Everything. There's not like an animal that doesn't eat rabbits when they can catch them.
Yeah, but it's got so much speed, the rabbit. I mean, kind of messes with you, What is the happiest of the animals?
I think the hare was the one that had the speed.
Really?
Tortoise and the hare.
I know what you're talking about. Stugotz here. It's NBA tip-off week, and FanDuel is your home for live betting. Listen, support the people that support this show, and no one has supported us more than our friends at FanDuel. So even if you missed the start of the game or want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. However you want to play, now is the perfect time to join because FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. That's $300 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. So just visit FanDuel.com to sign up today. Play your game with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA.
Must be 21 and older and present in select states, or 18 and older and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.
Gino Toretta is glowing today. And of course, he is being followed by the Orange Bowl. It goes wherever Gino Toretta goes. He joins us right now on Stugotz and Company. A glowing Gino Toretta after the Canes get into the college football playoff. And I would think this is about as good a scenario as you can get for a former Miami Hurricane great, a legend, a Heisman Trophy winner. Not only do your Miami Hurricanes get in, but it comes at the expense of Notre Dame getting in. What a couple of days for you, Gino Toretta.
Well, they bumped us last year, and we returned the favor this year. So, it is always good. I mean, maybe not as good as kicking their butt at the first game of the season, but,
right.
To always bring it back at the end to remember, okay, we got the same record, and we actually beat you. It's a lot of a lot of whining and crying on the other end, what is their AD now? He's upset at the Atlantic Coast Conference commissioner for promoting Miami. I'm like, okay, well, you're not in the conference. Isn't that his job to promote teams in his own conference?
Yes. He's mad at everyone. He's mad at the ACC network for running that game in a loop the entire week. Like, get over it. You're independent. Join the conference.
Last time I checked, that's ESPN. I mean, so you know what I mean? Tell him to talk to the network and do those sorts of things, and or just like Jimmy Johnson used to say, don't leave it in the hands of the officials or voters. Right. And that's what they did. And the voters, I would say the unfortunate thing in this, I agree with what Saban said. You hope at the 12-team playoff, there's 12 teams you think can win a championship. And I think with how it shook out, I don't think we have 12 teams that think they can win it. I mean, the two group of 5 teams, great seasons in that, but it's different when you get into playoffs, and I would say that that's kind of the disappointing thing. But again, if the ACC didn't have, I don't even know their cockamamie rule of their tiebreaker schemes, and just had it as a 2 top ranked teams in a tie situation, then Miami could have played their way in, beat Virginia, and then Notre Dame would have been in as an at large. So I think that. There's a lot of things that can be tweaked in college football, but Miami gets to play another day, and we're good.
I think you just nailed it. It's not whether or not Miami or Notre Dame should be in the playoff. They both deserve to be in the playoff. The fact that we have these spots are so valuable, Gino, and the fact that we're giving them away for whatever reason to 2 teams that have no chance of winning a national championship, that is the problem.
Right, exactly. And when you look at it, I mean, think about it. BYU lost twice to a top 4 team, and it mattered. Yeah. Now,
and they weren't close, Gino.
Exactly, but Alabama didn't play great in the SEC championship game, but apparently that doesn't matter.
Right.
That championship game. So I think that there are some tweaks. I mean, to be honest, the conference championship games, in light of we have an actual playoff. I mean, how good are they? I think you just kind of move on, but you have to fill that void because the SEC and Big Ten and ACC are making a lot of money from them. But I would just get rid of those and kind of revamp the schedule. But that's me.
Mm-hmm. The simplest explanation, I think, with Alabama is SEC losses only count as half losses.
Alabama did beat Georgia. I mean, so.
But then, go back a couple of years when Florida State got screwed, and it was off a quarterback injury.
Right.
I mean, Ole Miss lost their head coach, and apparently I think 4 coaches are coming back to help them back out through the playoffs.
Yes.
Isn't that a pretty big deal? And they didn't even get docked at all. Well,
they were moved up. They were rewarded for it. What do you mean?
Yeah, it's just it's kind of screwy in that. But listen, we have the majority of that 12 all got a chance, and there's going to be some great. I'm sure some great games that are going to fill a void, and we'll see what happens.
Gino, I know a few Canes fans, and they're a loud, boisterous group of fans. But if you gave
He's talking about Mike,
if you gave them some truth serum, if they lose to Texas A&M, do you think they would have rather have been left out of the playoffs so they could have spent all off season saying, "Hey, we got screwed out of our chance"?
Well, I think you know how college athletics works.
Yeah.
No, because they're cashing a big check because they're the team from the ACC getting in. So
yeah, but to Taylor's point, look at Notre Dame. They're having a blast right now, Gino. I mean,
yeah.
The fans don't care about the check.
It's just like, first off, financially, no. But two, you have an opportunity to make your way in the playoffs and win a national championship. And I think that's what they were aiming at from the start, from last spring when they went out and got Carson Beck. But I don't think there's no, even if they did lose to A&M, which A&M's a great team. They're a tough team. Had a kind of stinker against Texas at the end of the year, which cost them some spots. But man, that place is going to be loud. It's going to be rocking. They have a solid club. And Notre Dame just deciding. I feel sorry for the guys. Listen, how many guys are going to go to the NFL on their team? Maybe 5? I don't know, 6, maybe 8. Let's say 10. Let's say 10. There's 100 guys on the roster. What about the 20 some seniors that don't get to lace them up again and play? And in 30 years, they're going to be like, why didn't we play in the bowl game again?
Right.
That's the kind of – and you have a redshirt freshman quarterback.
Yes.
Or, I mean, you get better with reps and live action. It's
against a good team, too.
Yeah. So, but they made their decision, their bed, and let them sleep in it.
Do you think that so had Miami not made the playoffs, do you think Mario would have honored the bowl game? Like, he would have played in the bowl game, right?
100%. I think you would. I think you go out there every opportunity. Listen, I only had we were 55-5, so I had 60 chances, to go out there as a Miami Hurricane, and to take those opportunities off the table. I don't think is right. I think we've already had. Let's see, who was it? K-State and Iowa State opted out because of the coaching change and those sorts of things. They've been fined by their conferences $500,000. I don't know.
Did you guys hear Gino slip that in? The 55-5. That was your record for your career at UM. 55-5.
Yes. 55-5. Let's see. I think my freshman year we were third. We were no lower than 3. I think in the 5 years. But we lost one in '88. Unfortunately, Notre Dame, they screwed us on a fumble call. Right. But we won't get into that. '89, we lost a game. 90, we lost 2. Undefeated 91. Lost the last one in 92. So yeah,
you say that you're so proud of yourself. Look at you when you rattle that off.
Those are the only stats I know, Stugotz. It's funny because I was in the Pike fraternity and I didn't know this. But apparently, like, some of the rush is they have to know my stats. And I'm talking guys that are 10, 20 years after me. They have to know my stats. And I'm like, right. Hell, I don't even know my stats. I mean, like, I feel kind of embarrassed when I see, like, Mendoza threw, like, 30 some touchdowns and 5 picks. I was like, Jesus, I barely did that in 2 full seasons my last 2 years. So...
Gino, the Butkus Award this season to the best linebacker in college football went to Texas Tech's linebacker Jacob Rodriguez. He originally went to Virginia to play quarterback. He played quarterback his freshman year. How do you think you would have done if a coach came to you and was like, hey, you're a good quarterback, but we think you could be a great linebacker?
Well, all I can say, I can think of one play. I threw an interception against Syracuse in I think that was the last regular season game in the Carrier Dome before the Sugar Bowl. And my attempt at tackling the middle linebacker was futile at best. And I did not like impact, or I didn't mind contact. I didn't mind getting hit, but I didn't know how to deliver blows. And I have very narrow shoulders and things like that. So I would have had to move down, I believe, a level and try to stay somewhere at quarterback because I would not have been a good linebacker.
Gino, can you still sling it? Because the Colts are hiring. I mean,
wow, how about that one, man? Stugotz, I helped out at Gulliver High School down here during the season, and I would throw some, but I would have to warm up to warm up. I mean, it was just like, and then I'd throw like 15, 20 balls. And then it was like the next day, I'm like, why is my arm hurt? Why is my shoulder hurt? I'm like,
yes.
Yeah, I felt like I still had it because your mind thinks you can still whip your arm or do whatever you do in the same fashion. And then when you do it, it's like, oh, whoa. That didn't feel good. So there's a lot of something. I don't know what's in my shoulder and elbow, but there's a lot of something that's built up that no, I could not sling it. And I would say this: for as much as they pay the quarterbacks, those dudes are getting hit like hell. And I mean, no amount of money is worth the head injury and the head trauma that some of those guys are getting.
Gino, had they put Notre Dame in and not included Alabama in the playoff, would you have been okay with that decision?
I would have understood it,
right?
But I think the committee is so afraid of basically saying the conference championships games, really for all intents and purposes don't mean anything, and they don't, unless it's the Big 12, because then it means something. Then it means something, right? Yeah, then it's we're going to bounce BYU, and so I would have understood it. I just there's no kind of rhyme or reason. It's like we do this now. This is only a few years into the system, and it's like every year, aren't we talking about? Well, this is what they have to do to tweak the system. I mean, it shouldn't be very hard.
Right.
Just get the 12 highest ranked teams.
That's it.
And put them in.
Yep.
But you have this issue with the group of five. You want to have a seat at the table and things like this. I don't know, man. Just write them a big check and say, hey, group of five, we appreciate you, and you go, or just
have a non-group of five tournament. I mean, let alone
expand it to 16 or whatever you're going to do, and get rid of the conference championship games and that. I think that I'm sure there are ways to do it, but it doesn't seem like anybody wants to step up and to address any problems and or issues like this.
Well, that's because everyone's lining their own pockets. I mean.
Well, exactly. Yeah, who's in charge? Is it this college commission or something? It's college sports commission. I don't even. Yeah. Hell, I'm watching commercials on. There's bills in Congress like support this bill. I'm like, hell, I don't have a vote in Congress or the Senate. How am I voting? How am I supporting this bill?
Taylor, put it on the poll. Who's in charge?
I think everybody thinks Saban is. It's not the NC2A.
Right.
Is it Greg Sankey at the SEC? Probably. I mean, is it, the Big Ten commissioner? Probably. We've identified the enemy and the enemy is us.
Yep. Can this team win a national championship, Gino, in your opinion?
If they're healthy and they play clean. Now, if they play, they've played clean games and they got better in the last month of the season. Yes, they have all the pieces of the puzzle, but they gotta stay clean, and Beck has to have good games. I think they have all of the pieces. I think their defense is solid. They create turnovers. They're fast. The offensive line is physical. I think the wideouts, they got banged up a little bit towards the middle part of the season. But Malachi Toney is, he's a guy that should be getting 25, 30 catches, 30 touches a game. I don't care. I mean, hell, he threw some balls in the games in Miami. I was like, damn, that's the receiver. I'm like, let him line up under quarterback 10 or 15 times and see what he can do. But he's fun to watch.
Taylor, you good? You got anything? You want Gino, any shots? Because Mike Golick's coming on later. He's coming on in a couple of minutes. You want to take a couple of final shots here at Notre Dame? Because they're acting like crybabies. I mean, get over it.
Well, they screwed us in 88.
Yeah.
It was 4th and 4. Cleveland Gary dives for the end zone after gaining 7 yards on 4th and 4. Mm-hmm. One official says fumble. The other one says no, they turned it over on downs. It wasn't 4th and goal.
Yeah.
I don't want to throw, they screwed us last year. Listen, it was the last 3 teams last year. What was it? Alabama, Miami, Notre Dame.
Right.
Well, Alabama, Miami got screwed last year. Notre Dame got screwed this year. Are they one of the top 12 teams? Yes. But you cannot, if you're not in a conference and playing for a conference championship, you cannot leave it in voters' hands. And I'm sure he knows that. I mean, it's just simple.
The only way this thing gets better for Canes fans, for you, Gino Toretta, a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback for the University of Miami, is when Marcus Freeman goes to the Giants, right? I mean, that's
no. The only way it gets better is when Miami beats Texas A&M and they get a rematch against Ohio State and they beat them. That's how it gets better.
I got to tell you, if I could only have one, if I'm a Canes fan, it'd be Marcus Freeman going to the Giants. I mean,
oh, we don't even care. They're not even in our conference. Do we even play them next year?
The commissioner thinks he's in your conference. He thinks he controls your conference and runs your conference.
Well, exactly. I don't know. They have a scheduling agreement. It's like 25 sports of theirs are in our conference, but football is not. They like cashing their checks and not sharing. So they went back to their own sandbox and they're playing by themselves in this holiday season.
I meant the AD. He thinks he's the commissioner of the ACC.
Yeah, well, him too. He's playing by himself too because he's not playing anymore. So
are you going to be in attendance at the Heisman presentation?
I will. Heading to New York Thursday. So
how does Taylor get into that thing? He wants to go. He wants to check it out.
You know what? I probably could have done it in the past. They have completely squashed the Toretta extra passes that I would used to get people in for the cocktail reception. It was just highly disappointing. And you're not the first person to ask because, obviously Mendoza's from Miami, and I've had several people ask. I'm like, hey man, I guess it's a good thing that I can't get extra passes, but it should be fun. So it's either I would say it's either going to be a Fernando or a Diego is going to be this year's winner.
All right, Gino, we appreciate it. We will talk to you hopefully before the Canes play Texas A&M next week. Congratulations, you're glowing. I'm not certain if you're happier because the Canes got in or Notre Dame didn't. It doesn't matter. You're glowing today, and I'm happy for you.
All right, Stugotz.
I'll talk to you, buddy.